Hey guys, it's Kimberly, and today we're going to be doing yet again another challenge video. I have a lot of fun challenge videos that I found online that I just want to try, and what better time than now. So today's challenge video is going to be doing my makeup in alphabetical order. I personally saw this done on James Charles's channel, so I'm not sure if it was his idea or if somebody else came up with it, but his video is the one that I saw and the one that I'm basing this off of, so I'm giving credit to where I found it from, but again, don't know whose it was. But basically, he took the steps of his makeup routine and then put them in alphabetical order, and then that is the order he's going to put them onto his face. And so that is what we're going to do here. I'm not doing the exact same steps that James did because, well, I just don't typically do everything that James does. So he, two steps specifically is he bakes and he carves out his eyebrows. I don't do either of those two things normally, so I'm not gonna add them to this video because I don't want to purposely make it look bad by adding things that I don't normally do. So I am gonna cut those two things out of my video, but the rest of it I'm going to do just as I normally would, but in a different order. So without further ado, let's just start putting some makeup on. So the very first thing is blush, which is fun. So I don't really have like, well, I guess I do have one cream blush, but I don't want to use it because I don't normally use cream blush. So I'm gonna go in with a regular old powder blush, and this is my Essence, the blush in the shade Beloved. And I'm just gonna go right ahead and put some of this on. It's so weird to put blush on a bare face, like what? I don't know if I should like put a little extra on because the foundation's gonna have to go over top of this, or if I should like go light-handed because the foundation has to go on top of this. I'm not sure. So I think I'll just go normal. And I like quite a bit of blush anyway, and a little on my nose. It's actually funny, without a sticky base underneath, it doesn't really like, it's not very intense. I don't know, I feel like I get a lot more after my foundation's on. But there we go, I look like it's the middle of winter and I've been standing outside all day without a jacket on. That's the vibes I'm getting from this. The next step we're going to do is concealer. So I'm just gonna take a little bit of concealer and under the eyes. And this isn't that bad because it's really not going over top of anything. And some people do put their concealer on before their foundation. So this is not honestly that weird. I'm just gonna go ahead and blend it in. So next on the list is contour, and we're gonna go in with Hoola from Benefit and just go ahead and bronze up those cheeks. See, this is what I'm the most nervous for, is all this powder that's going underneath my foundation. Well, there's two things I'm nervous for. The powder that's gonna be going under the foundation, and primer is like the second to last thing to do. So I feel like that is going to seriously mess us up. It also feels weird to be putting powder products on a face with no liquid foundation. I know a lot of people do that because some people don't use liquid foundation, but I don't know. I don't ever like put blush or bronzer on if I'm not putting foundation on. Like, if I'm doing my makeup, I always put foundation on, so this just feels super weird to me. So the next step is eyebrows. I don't always do my eyebrows, but sometimes I do, so I decided to keep that step in. I'm just gonna go in with my Anastasia Brow Wiz and a little bit of this Cella Clear Brow Gel, and I'm just going to fill them in a little bit and set them in place. I have like crazy brows to begin with, so this is why I don't always do my brows, but that's all right. We're rolling with it, doing the challenge to its complete extent, to my liking, of course, but let's see what we have next. So next is going to be eyeshadow. I am just going to do like a neutral eye look, and I'm going to use the Mini Controversy palette for this. I just figured keep it nice and simple. I think we're gonna go in with Cry on My Couch in the crease, and then Diet Root Beer in the crease in the outer corner, and probably my boyfriend's purse all over the lid. So just gonna go in with a fluffy brush and do that right now. So that is the eyeshadow all finished. Like I said, just keeping it nice and simple, and then I went back in with that root beer shade underneath the eyes. And so up until this point, I mean, not that this is the order I would ever do things in, but nothing has overlapped that really like shouldn't, or like, you know, shouldn't. No rules to makeup, but in the typical idea of the makeup rules, this isn't really breaking any of them. However, we're about to do that right now because the next step is foundation, and that's going to kill this, I think, because we have so much powder on the face, and one of like the main, most basic rules of makeup is to not put liquid on top of powder. So we're gonna break that. I'm gonna go in with my Dior Skin Forever foundation. I honestly have talked about this foundation a couple of times. It's not bad, it's just not my favorite. So that's why I'm using it, because I feel like this is a waste of makeup right now. But I'm just gonna go ahead and tap that on and blend it in. Cross our fingers, say a prayer, the whole nine, because this is not gonna look right. Also, these brushes are gonna need to be so cleaned after this. Ew. They're gonna be all mixed up. Right on top of that blush. Ugh. Honestly, like it wiped everything out, but it doesn't look crazy. Like it could look so much worse. It honestly doesn't look that bad. Huh. Okay. Okay, so here's the thing. Here is the tea. Here's the real situation. It doesn't look that bad, which is so weird because like, that's like the big rule. Do not put liquids on top of powders, but like the texture of it, not bad. It definitely like got rid of the bronzer and blush for the most part. You can still see it a little bit, but like barely. It definitely wiped it out for the most part, but it didn't make the texture really weird. So either kudos to this foundation, or it's just not that bad. Now, I would not trust this on like a regular outing. I would never do this just because it is so well known to not do this. But this does make me kind of interested to get into maybe like cream contouring or just like cream products. I'm not really a big cream person, but I think I should give it a shot. I've really been interested in kind of looking into it. So if you know of any like really nice cream contouring, bronzer, whatever kind of products, definitely leave them in the comments below because I want to check some out and try some out. But I have dry skin too, so I feel like cream products might be a good idea for me. So I really want to try it. I've never tried it before and I really want to try it, and I feel like this could be a fun, just like a subtle little, you know, do it underneath the foundation, because I've seen a lot of people do that as like just something subtle, and I feel like I might really like that. So yeah, I definitely want to try that. This is not that. I do not recommend this, but it's making me hopeful because this should look a lot worse than it does. So if I use the right products to do this, could look good. Could look good. Exciting. So the next thing on the list in alphabetical order is the highlight, and I'm gonna go in with the Supreme Frost, the Jeffree Star Supreme Frost in Wet Dream. And I'm just gonna take a little bit of this on my highlighting brush and put it on the tops of my cheeks. This is like such an intense highlighter, but I really like it, especially for summer because it's nice and golden. I feel like if you took this on a really fluffy brush and just did it right down the center of your legs, oh, it would look so good laying out in the sun. Just perfect. A little on the cupid's bow, the nose. And I always like to take my highlighter, like on my highlighter brush, and just kind of put it underneath my brow bone. Sometimes I prefer to do that than to put like an actual like eyeshadow as my highlight, because I just like it to be matchy and even across my whole face. So I like to put whatever I'm putting on my cheeks, kind of just a dab of it everywhere. And sometimes, especially in the summer, just like a little bit above the brow, like on that temple area. Just gives you that glowy vibe. Look at that. It's like I'm shooting laser beams out of my cheeks. So this next one is something I'm very not excited about now that I'm thinking about it. Okay, so the next thing is lashes, and I definitely rely on putting eyeliner on to put my lashes on, and liner is not until the next step after lashes. And also, personal preference, I like to put my mascara on before my lashes. That way my lashes stay nice and clean and I get the max amount of uses out of them and I don't gunk them up. Some people put mascara on, lashes, and then more mascara. Some people put lashes on and then just mascara to blend them in. I just don't put mascara on after my lashes because I like to keep them clean and pristine. So I was actually gonna go in with my D-Star lashes in the style Kimberlee, but I'm gonna put those back. I didn't think about this and I do not want to put mascara on these lashes. I want to keep them perfect. So, So instead I'm gonna go in with some 110s from Ardell because I don't care about these lashes, and that way when I inevitably ruin them, I won't feel bad about it. So I'm gonna go ahead and glue these bad boys on, which is gonna be a nightmare again without any liner on. Not my strong suit. Oh my gosh, I'm actually like super proud of myself for the way I did that eye. That is like perfect without any eyeliner. What? Of course I messed up the first time, but now that it's on, oh my gosh. Let's see if I can even come close to doing that on the other side. That is not an everyday thing. So this one was a little bit more of a struggle bus than the other one, but I'm not gonna lie, that was pretty darn good for no liner, no nothing. So I'm proud of myself. That does not happen every day. So awesome. So the next thing is liner. I've never put liner on after lashes, so I feel like this is gonna be weird, but let's see. Just gonna do a little bit of liquid liner on the top. I mean, it was very easy to do because I could rest it up against my like lash band, so it made it very simple, but also like kind of pointless. So I feel like the liner is really what helps you with the lash application, making it so that you don't have to be perfect, but putting it on top of the lashes kind of defeats the purpose, so I don't really know. I messed up a little bit on the inner corner here, but that's all right, it's not that bad. But yeah, so I mean, that was fine, but also like, I would never do it in that order, so whatever. And now we're gonna go in with a lip liner. So I'm gonna go in with my ColourPop lip liner in the shade Bumble. And now lipstick, which is normal order, and this is the Melania lipstick in Nude Cream. This was one of my favorites for the month of May. So if you haven't seen that video, go check out my May favorites. But I just love this. It's such a pretty pinky nude shade. Put that on. I love that color, so pretty. And now for the mascara. So I'm gonna go in with the Maybelline Rocket Volume Express mascara. And I don't know, I just hate putting mascara over false lashes. I feel like it's, I don't know, it's just not my vibe. It feels weird. I'm worried about like pulling them off or, you know, just loosening them up, because now I'm gonna worry for the rest of the night, you know, when you go out, about whether I made it too loose by tugging on it. I don't know, I just don't like doing it. It looks pretty. I just don't think it's worth it. Who is she? So we've got the mascara on, and now another weird one. We're gonna go in with the powder, which it's not weird, that weird, because, you know, at least the foundation is on. The powder's going over the foundation. But also, like, the foundation's been on for so long. We've been doing such other things, and I like don't want to get powder on my lashes. I don't want to get powder on my lipstick, so like that's kind of a concern, but let's see. Like, I'm trying to be a little careful to not fling it around and just kind of press it and move it around. And I'm just going in with my Coty Airspun powder. So like, again, texturally, that's like not the worst thing, but now I have this powder that kind of gives me a little bit of like a whiter cast, even though, you know, it's not supposed to, it's translucent, but still, I feel like it lightens you a little bit. And I already did my bronzer, I already did my blush, so I don't have any of that to kind of bring my face back to life. So I feel like it's very like two-dimensional, but that's okay. Two-dimensional, in my opinion, is better than like crusty, flaky, gunky, gross. So I'll take it, I'll take it. We have 2 steps left, and this is where things get interesting. Honestly, this is, I think, where it all falls apart. Primer, and then setting spray. Setting spray, but I have to rub primer. I have to primer. I don't know if you've been following what's happening, but blush and bronzer, those are powders, and then foundation, that's a liquid, and then powder, that's a powder, and then primer, that's gonna be a liquid. We got a lot of weird sandwiching happening here, so I don't know. Again, I'm going in with a primer that I don't necessarily care too much about because I feel like this is just kind of a waste. I also wanted to go, I had a couple of options, right? Because I have my putty primer, but I felt like that would be too thick and hard for me to rub out over this makeup. I feel like it would just remove it. And then I also have my Smashbox primer oil, but I felt like that would be too runny and a little bit more difficult for me to work with. So I'm gonna use my Mary Kay foundation primer, and this is just kind of somewhere in the middle. And I figured this would be a good kind of normal primer texture to use. Very like, I don't know, silicone-y type base. So let's just ruin this makeup. Why don't we? So I'm just going to, oh my gosh, this is like breaking my heart. This feels like I'm just about to destroy. Not even that this is like that great of makeup, but it doesn't look awful. I mean, it's 11:30 at night, so this is getting wiped off as soon as we're done here anyway. But I still feel like this is just an, oh, no. This is an outrage. Let me zoom you in so you can see what just happened. Do you see my forehead? This is where I dotted it, right? I'm bringing my mirror over to the left so I can see. Yeah, this is where I dotted it, and look at this. I'm rubbing it in, and I am just like removing my makeup and spread. Oh my goodness. That is just disgusting. Look at that. Well, you heard it here first, folks. Don't put your primer on last. Like, so many of you were planning on doing that. Glad I just saved you from a disaster. All right, well, primer's on. And now, to lock in this beautiful, flawless makeup look that we have here, because I know you wouldn't want this to get ruined on your date, we're gonna go in with some Morphe setting spray. Just give a good little, really lock it in. Don't want that to go anywhere. Well, there you have it, guys. That's how to achieve a flawless, long-lasting makeup look. I'm kidding, that was like, do not recommend. If you wanna watch a video and see how not to do your makeup, you're welcome, you just saw it. So that is honestly, honestly, I don't recommend any of it, the order, but it wasn't like awful until primer came out. Then it was just like, okay, yeah, no, it's breaking up upon touching it. But before that, I mean, if you put any of these products on at the wrong time by accident, you just weren't thinking and put one on, you could get away with it because it really wasn't that bad. Yeah, not recommended, but not that bad. So again, primer is what really took us out this time, but it's all right. I've really been enjoying all these challenges, and I definitely want to get around to doing the dog picks my makeup challenge, because I got a comment in a video from Callie that she wants me to try the dog picks my makeup challenge, and I definitely want to do that. I just know that video is going to require a lot of like changing the camera and getting cooperation from my dog, so I am gonna do that. It's just gonna take me a little bit, but I want to do it soon. But if anybody else has recommendations for a video, then definitely leave it down below. I would love to see them. And thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, please give me a big thumbs up and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!